El Clásico shocker. Arsène Wenger has spoken out after Real Madrid's 2-1 win over Barcelona, and his words are brutal. The Arsenal legend says it was men against boys, as Madrid completely outclassed Barcelona at the Santiago Bernabéu. From tactical dominance to controversial referee calls, this El Clásico had everything: goals from Mbappé and Bellingham, late chaos, red cards and post-match fights. In this video we'll break down Wenger's explosive comments, Barcelona's shocking mistakes, and why Real Madrid showed their championship mentality once again. Plus, big transfer news. Barcelona are reportedly in talks to sign Son Heung-min from LAFC in a surprise winter loan move. Stay tuned till the end for all the details. Arsène Wenger explains what made the difference for Real Madrid versus Barcelona. Men against boys. Legendary former Arsenal manager Arsène Wenger has weighed in on yesterday's El Clásico, praising Real Madrid's defensive organization and composure as the key factors behind their 2-1 victory over Barcelona. According to Wenger, Madrid's ability to stay compact and disciplined at the back ultimately decided the match in their favor. The win marked Real Madrid's first triumph over Barcelona in the last 5 El Clásicos, and it came in front of a packed Santiago Bernabéu. For Wenger, it was a contest that clearly exposed the gap in physical and tactical maturity between the two sides. El Clásico was a bit like a duel of men against boys. Real Madrid's defense was much stronger than Barcelona's. In attack, Madrid always looked capable of scoring, while Barcelona seemed ineffective. They had a lot of possession, but they never really looked capable of scoring, he said as quoted by AS. Wenger is certainly not wrong. Despite Hansi Flick's side dominating possession for long stretches, they struggled to create meaningful chances against Madrid's backline. Eder Militao and Dean Huijsen stood tall, while Federico Valverde/Dani Carvajal and Alvaro Carreras provided the necessary balance on the flanks. A Clásico is never just another fixture on the calendar, and this encounter lived up to its reputation. From the first whistle, intensity and tension were evident. The match was fiercely contested, with emotions running high right until the final moments, culminating in a heated exchange between players after the full-time whistle. For Barcelona, the defeat is certainly a setback, but not one that defines their season. They now find themselves 5 points behind Real Madrid in the La Liga standings, yet there is still a long road ahead. Flick's team have shown resilience before, and as last season demonstrated, momentum in Spanish football can change quickly. Barcelona ponders short-term loan move for Son Heung-min. Barcelona may look to sign 33-year-old South Korean international and Tottenham Hotspur icon Son Heung-min from MLS club LAFC in the winter transfer window. According to reports from Fishages, Barcelona are eyeing a surprise move for Son Heung-min, currently playing for LAFC in Major League Soccer. The reigning La Liga champions are looking to strengthen their attack in the winter transfer window, and Son has emerged as a top target due to his versatility, leadership and experience at the highest level. The Catalan Giants are said to be fast-tracking negotiations with Son's representatives in hopes of securing a short-term loan deal. With the MLS season ending soon, the timing could work perfectly, allowing Barcelona to bring him in during the league's off-season break. Since joining LAFC after leaving Tottenham Hotspur as a free agent, the 33-year-old forward has been in spectacular form, scoring 9 goals and providing 3 assists in just 10 appearances. His performances have turned heads across Europe, proving that he still has plenty to offer despite being in the twilight of his career. After a decade at Tottenham, where he became one of the Premier League's most beloved players, a La Liga adventure could be the next exciting chapter in Son's storied career, and Barcelona might just give him that chance. Barcelona's interest in Son Heung-min is somewhat perplexing but understandable. While the former Tottenham Hotspur captain is on the wrong side of 30 and in the twilight of his career, he has shown incredibly resurgent form in his first few months in MLS. As for Barcelona's requirement for an offensive reinforcement, the recent injury crisis has exposed the lack of quality and depth in the attacking unit. With Marcus Rashford being excellent since arriving on loan from Manchester United, that can be a blueprint for Barcelona to succeed with another temporary deal. Interestingly, Son has been on Barcelona's radar for a long time, and a move may finally materialize. Signing Son from LAFC would resemble the deal that took Thierry Henry from the New York Red Bulls to Arsenal several years ago. With Barcelona accelerating the contacts with the 33-year-old South Korean attacker's entourage, it will be interesting to see if a deal materializes. Sunday's El Clásico between Real Madrid and Barcelona might have been played in good spirits for most of the game, but things turned ugly right after the final whistle. According to Diario AS, chaos broke out at the Santiago Bernabéu when players and staff from both sides clashed. Referee César Soto Grado's post-match report confirms that there was 1 red card and 6 yellow cards given as a result of the incident. The red card went to André Lunin, Real Madrid's backup goalkeeper, who was sent off for leaving his bench and approaching Barcelona's bench aggressively before being restrained by his teammates. Meanwhile, 6 other players were booked: Militao, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. from Real Madrid, and Bald, Fermin Lopez and Ferran Torres from Barcelona. As a result, Lunin will now miss Real Madrid's next match against Valencia, leaving Carlo Ancelotti's side slightly short in goalkeeping options. As a result of being sent off, Lunin will not be available to Xabi Alonso for Real Madrid's match against Valencia next weekend, also at the Bernabéu. This is not currently a massive blow, but in the event of Thibaut Courtois picking up an injury in the lead-up to the fixture, it would be disastrous. As such, the club may need to wrap their Belgian goalkeeper in cotton wool over the coming week, especially as his injury record is far from ideal. Lunin's dismissal was the only blip on an excellent afternoon for Real Madrid, who returned to winning ways in El Clásico courtesy of goals from Kylian Mbappé and Jude Bellingham. They are now 5 points clear at the top of the La Liga standings, and that could stretch to 8 next weekend, temporarily at least, as they play before Barcelona. For controversial moments, the referee got completely wrong in El Clásico. Barcelona endured one of the most controversial Clásicos in recent memory at the Santiago Bernabéu. During all that action on the field, the drama unfolded through a series of contentious refereeing decisions that left Hansi Flick's side and their supporters furious. Once again, Real Madrid's Vinicius Jr. found himself at the center of attention, whether he was on the pitch or on the bench. Match referee César Soto Grado became the main character of the night for all the wrong reasons. Under immense pressure from both sides, the referee struggled to maintain control and made several errors that were later corrected by VAR. His major misjudgments included a wrongly awarded penalty for Real Madrid involving Lamine Yamal and Vinicius Jr., an offside goal by Kylian Mbappé that should never have stood, and Dani Carvajal's blatant shove on Ronald Araujo inside the box. The wrongly awarded penalty. The game had barely begun when the first major controversy struck. Vinicius went down in the box after what appeared to be minimal contact from Lamine Yamal. The youngster held his head in disbelief as the referee immediately pointed to the spot, believing there was clear contact. A mandatory VAR check soon followed, initially focusing on whether Vinicius had been in an offside position during his run from midfield. After reviewing the footage, Soto Grado was called to the pitchside monitor for a second look. Following a brief discussion, the referee overturned his decision. What had initially seemed a certain penalty was, in reality, a fair defensive challenge. Mbappé's offside goal. Barcelona's defensive structure may have been under pressure, but their offside trap worked effectively for large spells. However, in the 12th minute, chaos returned. Kylian Mbappé broke through the lines and slotted past Wojciech Szczesny, believing he had given Real Madrid the lead. The assistant referee kept his flag down, and Soto Grado allowed the goal to stand. Moments later, VAR stepped in and correctly identified that Mbappé had started his run from an offside position. The decision was quickly overturned, yet fans were left baffled at how such a clear offside had gone unnoticed in real time. Missed foul on Cubarsí. The tension escalated after Real Madrid's second goal, this time from Jude Bellingham. On first glance it looked legitimate. But replays showed Dean Huijsen catching Pau Cubarsí with his arm in the build-up, causing the young Barcelona defender to lose balance. Despite the visible contact, Soto Grado waved play on, allowing Madrid to capitalize on the opening. The Barcelona players protested fiercely, but the referee refused to review the play on the monitor, a decision that left the Catalans seething. Penalty shout on Araujo ignored. In stoppage time, Araujo played as a forward in search of an equalizer. The Uruguayan had rescued Barcelona against Girona under similar circumstances, but this time fate and officiating were against him. As Marc Casado floated a high cross into the box, Dani Carvajal barged into Araujo from behind, sending the defender crashing to the ground. Soto Grado gestured for him to get up, signaling that it was a fair challenge. However, the replays left no doubt, as it was a clear push inside the penalty area. Despite the incident being as obvious, there was no intervention this time. So there you have it. Arsène Wenger didn't hold back, calling Real Madrid's performance men against boys after their dominant win over Barcelona. While Madrid showed power, maturity, and discipline, Barcelona will have to bounce back fast if they want to stay in the La Liga title race. And that possible Son Heung-min transfer to Barcelona? Could be the shock move that reignites their attack. What do you think? Was Wenger right about his men versus boys statement? And should Barcelona really go for Son this winter? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more breaking football updates every day.